You have a gastroenterologist, a cardiologist, a neurologist, a therapist. The four of them are not looking at the organ. They connect them all. For centuries, everybody was studying the parts, and fascia was considered just a wrapping material. Now we know that's the intelligent web that connects all of it, all of the organs, all of it, no exception, all of the tissue, all of the muscles, the brain, even the nervous system is connected through this intelligent, the most sophisticated system that's called fascia. And that's what integrates everything into one organ. That is what the all Eastern medicine, the all Eastern philosophy, they know that we're one. And quantum physics is starting to really shed light into that knowledge, the understanding that we are one. As above, so below. As within, so without. So those are the Hermetic principles. But going back to the fascia system, and what for centuries the medical profession and the psychologist and psychiatrist profession has been treated as just the part. There is the specialist for the brain, the neurologist, or the psychologist or the psychiatrist, is the specialist for the heart, the cardiologist, especially for the gut, the gastroenterologist, and so on and on and on. That is what create good advances. If you want to go through an acute care ER or you need a surgery, yeah, that's great advances. But for most of us, they will be what we call preventing medicine. We're really missing the boat because there's a missing link that has been neglected. It has not been studied for centuries since the beginning. Even at the beginning of medicine was forbidden to cut people, the dead people, the cadavers, they were actually forbidden to cut them up until some rebels just dig in. Those things started to cutting off. People start to learn. This is the heart. This is the liver. This is the other parts. And that's what Western medicine, that has greatest and beautiful advances for most of the stress and most of the chronic cases has fallen short. And I am an example of it. I've been in therapy with psychiatrists, with the top experts in personal development, the top, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, the famous Gateway Experience, and many teachers of the movie The Secret, many, John Ashraf, DeMartini, Joe Dispenza, a lot of great teachers. I'm not making them, but they're missing the point. Some people is the mind, the mindset. Somebody is the somatic breath work, but none of them, or very few actually. Now I find out just very few have a holistic, integrative approach. And that's what the fascia system is really pointing out in that direction. We are one. And when we started all of it, not just part of it, but all of it, you really get to those beautiful insights. What didn't make sense at the beginning start to make sense. Like the person that's being under chronic stress for years, developing tumors, developing cancer, or any other physical conditions. The stress started in the mind and comes to the body. Or maybe people starts in the body, goes to the mind. So those are, I would say, a clear evidence. The problem is not just in this part or this other part. The problem is an integrative, a holistic approach. That's what in Eastern medicine, there's a lot of great teachers and a lot of great advances, the holistic approach. And I've been blessed with all of these travels, with all of the opportunities to put together a method that really goes to the root. That's what I call it, the root method. Because once you find the root of your patterns, the root of what is holding you back, like in my case, have few patterns about the scarcity. This been run since I was in my mother's womb, and it was around 8 months in gestation. No amount of meditation, no amount of mindset, even nervous system work could have dismantled, because this is something that goes to the deepest part, a lot more deeper than your mind, and meditation is not gonna solve it. Not gonna find. I've never done it. I did with the famous Richard Bandler, NLP. I got the practitioner in neuro linguistic programming. Great teacher, great insights. Have a lot of knowledge, and I feel better. But still back, reverting back to the old patterns, to the old behaviors, because that is how it is. If you don't complete the cycle, if the trauma or the memory has not been completed, like in the case, that's where I recommend the parenting is a very important thing. If the child has a big dog and the dog wants to beating or has already bitten, so the most important thing is to hug your little boy or little girl and say, okay, that's okay to complete it. It's just a dog or just a bite. So she will see, okay. Like if you see all these videos of the animals, they after being chased by a tiger or the lion, they escape and they shake. That's what TRE, the another therapy that we will be discussing, the tremor and the shaking that takes all the stress is done. So the experience is there, the memory is there, but no emotional charge. That's the one of the attributes, one of the qualities of the root method. We're gonna really go to the deeper part of it, and we're gonna dismantle it. We're gonna complete the process, and you're gonna feel like the new you. So we're gonna be talking about all of these methods, but to really understand medicine and all of these wonderful doctors, all these great people are great. But for many cases, and I'm not the exception, I tell you, I'm probably more than the rule. We're going to have a more in-depth video about that, the implications of all of these drugs and all of these the pharmacies, they're just trying to sell you the insurance company and and all the pharma, these big producers of drugs. They're actually in cahoots to keep you stuck, to keep you in the same level. And the reality being said, this is not just me saying this is not a conspiracy theory. This is actually what in my family, I have several doctors. They know that that is going to treat just the symptom. So for many cases like me, we need to go deeper. And part of digging deeper is going to be just finding out more. I'll be happy to entertain the conversation. Open up this group, DM me the word root, and we'll be able to go that to the root of your problems, to what is holding you back. Once you find that out, it's more deeper than the nervous system. And you find that there's not just the fascia, because fascia is part of it. But we're gonna just from fascia, from the lineage program that's been done from generations, is passed on. It's not yours. Somebody just giving it to you. That's another big layer of deprogramming. And that is the beginning of a new way to treat personal growth. My name is Ronald Perez. And thanks to these beautiful settings, I can tell you to really find the root of my problems and complete the cycle and develop the new me. So I'll be happy to start the conversation, and we will see you in the inside. Bye for now.